he tried to be strong, and he was thinking of everybody. He said, pass on my regards to everybody, Fateh Bulana, Sarenu, and he'll be back soon, but obviously he has a lot of things to look after right now. So even though we saw this coming, it's very difficult, I know. Even for a great Gursikh like Virji, you could tell the emotion in his voice. He was trying not to cry because he said the way he went is amazing. He said he went like a true Gurmukh. The whole time since he came home from the hospital, all he's been listening to is Simran and Kirtan and Paad, and he said that's the way he left this world. And he said he even talked about, Diloli and Galan. He said that he had said to me, he said, look, I had a really amazing life. Don't make me feel guilty for leaving now. And he said, I'll give you this month. I'll give you June. And look at that. Right at the end of June, he said goodbye. And this is how Gurmukhs are. They know when their time is done in this world, and they know in advance, and they can tell people. Even though regular people like us, we can't accept it, but people like that, they know that we come into this world, we have to leave, and those people are blessed because they use their life for the true purpose. And when their time is done, they have no problem saying goodbye, even though we have a hard time saying goodbye to them. So I thought today we'll have a little discussion about this topic that we don't often like talking about, that we all have to face, and that's the topic of death, and specifically the Alahani ala part, which is read when someone passes away, because there's so much meaning in those lines of Gurbani that Guru Sahib has given us that teaches us what's the significance of life, the purpose of life, and the way a true Gursikh should face death. By the way, I asked him, I said, I know it'll mean a lot to many of the students of this class to attend the funeral. So he said he's going to give me details, and I'll post that in the group. So for those of you who want to share in Virji's pain right now that he's going through, and you want to give your support to him, I'll let you know. I'm guessing it should probably happen in the next couple of days when the funeral will be happening, and I'll let you know about that. That'll be something to see, like I said, because when a Gurmukh like that leaves the world, you're amazed at how many lives that person has touched. So many people come to see that person and pay their respects. And when a person like that leaves, it's not an ordinary funeral or a normal funeral, right? Okay, let's see if this works. There's so much sikya we can get out of this relationship that Virji had. The amount of seva he did was incredible to his, I don't even know, Jesse, do you know, is it father or father-in-law? I'm not even, he calls him dad.
That's his father.
It's his father, right? And he said, not everyone has a heart to care for their parents. I know it seems like a no-brainer. Of course you'll take care of your parents. Especially when they're not feeling well, then you see who is truly a devoted son or daughter. When it's hard to take care of them because they're in poor health, that's when you see true love, right? And that's what he showed for I don't know how many years now. He's been showing that kind of devotion. There are a few shabas that are read, but we'll just do the first one that's read. So as I mentioned, this part is called Alahaniya, which literally means songs of mourning. But you can see that the way a Gursikh mourns is in a different way, right? It's about, in fact, a celebration of life. And Jira Gya, Unu Yaad Karida, that how much pyar that person brought into this world, right? And that's easy. If a Gurmukh leaves this world, then you think about all the seva they did, all the kirtan they did, all the sangat they did. And when you think about them and the way they lived their life, it inspires us, right? These are the two main, I would say, if you look at the importance of a death, I think those are the two big things, the two big takeaways from death. Number one is that person's life should inspire us to become a better person, right? And if it's a Gursikh, it definitely will. And the other thing is it's a wake-up call to all of us. Am I using my life in the right way? Am I living my life the right way? Because that call is going to come for all of us one day. And the worst thing is for when that moment comes, for that time to come, and for us to feel like jo sanu karna chahiye si o si kita nahi, fir pachtawa hunda, right? But if we lived our life the way we're supposed to, jaisi naam kamaya, jaisi seva ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਕਸਦ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਆਏ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਜੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਕਿਉਂ ਦੁੱਖ ਹੈ, right? ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਦੁੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਨੇ, ਭਾਣਾ ਉਹ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਭਾਣਾ ਮੰਨੋ. You should also accept God's will. So as you can see, the shabad is up there. We'll go through it line by line, and you can ask any questions, and we'll discuss it briefly. And we'll have a shorter class today. But ਜਦੋਂ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਦੁੱਖ ਲੱਗਦਾ, the best thing we can do is connect to Gurbani, because that gives us strength, right? ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੌਸਲਾ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈ. This is the best thing I could think of out of the respect I have for Bhai Singh. I think this is what he'd want us to do, is to just connect with Gurbani and the Guru's teachings. So the first line, Tan Saranda Sacha Padshah Jin Jag Tandai Laya. Blessed is the Creator. Jira Dunya Banan Wala Karta Purkhana, the one who made the whole world, Vaheguru. O Tan ne, right? Tan Saranda Sacha Padshah. Padshah means the true king, who has linked the whole world to its tasks. What does that mean? Ki sare nu zimmewari diti hai, right? God has given everybody different responsibilities. Mohlat punni pai pari janire kat chalaya. ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਣਾ time khatam hunda hai, when one's time is up and the measure is full, this dear soul is caught and driven off. Fir atma padi jandi hai, right? That's what happens because we want to run away. ਜਦੋਂ ਮੌਤ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, most people want to run away because we realize that we wasted our life. ਜਾਨੀ ਘੱਤ ਚਲਾਇਆ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਆਇਆ ਰੁੰਨੇ ਵੀਰ ਸਬਾਏ. This dear soul is driven off when the preordained order is received. ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਸਵਾਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ. This is a belief of Sikhi, that the number of breaths we take, the time we have in this world is already decided. We don't know how much it is, right? So we should live every day as if it was our last day, right? Because we don't know when it will be our last, right? So that's what preordained means, right? ਜਿਹੜਾ ਧੁਰੋਂ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਜੋ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ, ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਆਰਡਰ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਜਦੋਂ ਹੁਕਮ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ, all the relatives cry out in mourning, right? ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰ ਕੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ? ਰੋਂਦੇ ਨੇ, right? Everybody's of course sad when somebody dear to them passes away. Kaya hans thiya vichoda jaan din unne meri mai. The body and the swan soul are separated. So these two things are joined even though they're not actually together. Who are we? We think we're our body, but we're not our body, right? We are actually the soul that's inside of the body. Onu Gurbani jasi kehne hans. Hans means swan. That's our soul, right? So when the body and the soul are separated, when are they separated? When it's time for us to go, right? When it's the time for death, then the body and the soul are separated. When we were born, we came into this world. God put the soul into the body. Then through our mother, we were born into this world, right? When one's days are past and done, ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਵਾਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਕਰ ਲਏ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ, oh my mother. So here you see Guru Sahib talking to his mother, the one that is nearest and dearest to us, the one we can ਅਸੀਂ ਦੁੱਖ ਸੁੱਖ ਕਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਾਂ ਨਾਲ। ਸੋ ਮਾਂ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਦਿਲ ਵਾਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਚਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, right? This should be dear to everybody's heart, so you share it with someone dear to you like your mother. जेहा लिखिया तेहा पाया, जेहा पुरब कमाया, as is one's preordained destiny, so does one receive. जो लिखिया वो मिलना सानू, right? We think that, oh, we can do this, we can do that. We should make effort. उद्यम करना चाहिए सानू, पर की मिलना है जो महाराज ने लिखा साढ़े लिए, की मिलना है, according to one's past actions. So how do we know what we're going to get? There are many factors, but the biggest one is karam, apne karam. In English they call it karma. Have you guys heard of that? Everyone's heard of karma, right? What is karma? Karma is a bank account where everything we've done, good or bad, gives some kind of a result, right? ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੰਗੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਪੁੰਨ ਦਾਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਹਾਂ, that has a different fruit, right? And the bad things we've done to people, that fruit is different. That's sour, right? ਉਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਫਲ ਮਿਲਣਾ, whatever we do, according to our actions. ਧੰਨ ਸਿਰੰਦਾ ਸੱਚਾ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜਿਨ ਜਗ ਧੰਦੇ ਲਾਇਆ. So again, Guru Sahib repeats this. He starts each section of this part with those lines match, the first and then the closing line of each section. Blessed is the Creator, the true King, who has linked the whole world to its tasks. Sahib simr ho, mere bhai ho, sabna eo pyana. Meditate in remembrance on the Lord and Master. O my siblings of destiny, hey mere bhain, hey mere bhai, everyone has to pass this way. Sare ne ye raste to sare nu lagna paina, right? And this is something we don't like thinking about, but you know what? The thing about it is, it's not because we should think about death, because we should avoid thinking about death because it makes us sad. Sikhi is a very practical religion. It's realistic. It says what's true is true. Why should we deny it? And what happens is when you face your own mortality, you know what that means? When you accept the fact that we have a limited time in this world, you know what happens? Only then can we truly celebrate our life. Only then can we appreciate our life. Only then can we use our life for what it's for. Because if we think we're going to be here forever, what we do is we waste our life. We waste our time. ਇੱਥੇ ਧੰਦੇ ਕੂੜੇ ਚਾਰ ਦੇਹਾ ਆਗੇ ਸਰ ਪਰ ਜਾਣਾ. These false entanglements last for only a few days. Then one must surely move on to the world hereafter. ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੁਨਿਆਵੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ calls those ਧੰਦੇ, right? or ਧੰਦਾ. So ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਗੁੰਝਲਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ, ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਕਹਿ ਲਓ, right? Not to say that we shouldn't do those things, we have to. That's part of the world. We have responsibilities, we have duties, and that's part of living in the world. But what Guru Sahib is saying is, they only last for just like that, right? One day you're a child. How many times have you heard Bhai Singh say that? You know, one day we're kids, and before you know it, all of a sudden you got a gray beard, and you're doing your Gurmat class 25 years later, right? And so time flies, and that's what Guru Sahib is saying. The things we're stuck in, the things we're caught up in, they don't last for long. But they last long enough to take up our whole time here, right? Our whole time here is consumed by dunyavi cheeja, and then by the time we wake up and realize our life is done. Then one must surely move on to the world hereafter. Abge de jana pehna, right? Fir sanu ihsaas hunda hai, then we realize that all the stuff we cared so much about, it doesn't really matter. Sara kuch itthe reh jana, right? All the things we worried about, all the things we desired and chased after, all those things don't count for a thing when it's time to go, right? We have to move on after we're done here. Aage sar par jana, jyo mehmana, kahe garv kijai. We must surely move on to the world hereafter, like a guest. So why indulge in ego? ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੰਕਾਰ ਕਿਉਂ ਕਰੀਏ? Why should we be egotistical, right? We are just here like a guest, right? We think that this is our permanent home, but it's not. It's a temporary stay. It's a very nice stay, like, you know, maybe you could call it, for some people who are living in comfort anyway, like in a country like Canada, where we have our full freedoms, it's like a 5-star hotel, you could say. But it's still just a hotel. It's not our real home. So we shouldn't have ego. Ego is one of the main things that, because of ego, we waste our life, right? Gurdwara tells us this again and again when it reminds us about death. You know what Gurdwara tells us? That life is too short. You know what life is too short for? Life is too short for pettiness, for grudges, right? For all the things that we waste our life on, for showing off, right? For putting other people down, for judging others, right? All these things are a waste of our life. Life's too precious, too short to waste our time on ego. Jit seviye, dargah sukh paiye, naam tiseh ka lijeh. Chant the name of the Lord, serving Him, you shall obtain peace in His court. If you use this life for what it's for, which is to naam jap and do seva, we receive honor in this world and in God's court. And the other thing the whole world is looking for, sukh, wo bhi sanu mil janda. Even people who are crazy about money, you know what ultimately they're looking for? Is happiness and peace. And what Guru Sahib is saying, those people will never find it. If you look for peace in material things, you'll never find it. When you look for peace in God's name and God's service, you will find it. Aage hukum na challe, mule sir kya vihana. Aage hukum na challe, mule sir kya vihana. In the world hereafter, no one's commands will be obeyed. According to their actions, each and every person proceeds. So ਇੱਥੇ ਦੇ ਦੂਜਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਹੁਕਮ ਚਲਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਅੱਗੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦਾ ਹੁਕਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਚੱਲਣਾ. So only Vaheguru's hukum. That's the only thing that counts. So again, one of the things that we crave in this world, what do people crave? Power. And power, in fact, is useless, because when we have to leave this world, our power won't give us anything. It won't be of any use to us. Sahib simar ho, mere bhai ho, sabna eo pyana. Again, the repetition of an important line. Meditate in remembrance on the Lord and Master, O my siblings of destiny. Everyone has to pass this way. We all have to go through this world and to the next world. That's the second section. There are 4 sections. Jot is a bhav hai, samrat so thiye, hilada eho sansaro. Whatever pleases the Almighty Lord, that alone comes to pass. This world is an opportunity to please Him. So ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ ਜੋ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਦਾ ਹੁਕਮ ਹੈ ਉਹੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਇਹ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਕੀ ਹੈ? What is this world? What is this life? It's one golden opportunity to make Vaheguru happy. ਤੇ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ? ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, right? When we connect with God and we serve God, that pleases Vaheguru. That is the purpose of our life, right? Which comes in Vedas too, right? How can you meet God? How can you find God? How can you be one with God? By remembering God and serving God. Jalthal Mahil Rab Rahya Sachara Sirjanhar. The true Creator Lord is pervading and permeating the water, the land, and the air. O Karta Purkh Vaheguru Sarv Vyapake. He is everywhere. Vaheguru is in the water, in the air, and in the land. God is everywhere, right? In English, they say the word for that is omnipresent, right? And He is present everywhere. Sacha Sirjanharo Alakh Aparo. The true Creator is invisible and infinite. Okay? Invisible and infinite. We can't see Him, not with our eyes anyway. We can see Him with our inner eye, right? Whatever you want to call it, that is what allows us to perceive God, right? That's the true vision. Infinite means without any limit, without any end, timeless, right? his limits cannot be found, right? It doesn't matter how much we search for the limits of God. God has no limits. We can't find those limits, right? He's beyond, right? Ant means limit. Beyond means beyond limit. आया तिनका सफल भया है एक मन जिन्नी ते आया. This is a really important line. All lines of Gurdwara are important, but so much Guru Sahib tells us in this one pankti. Ek kinna da ite duniya ch aun da, who is it? Kinna da koi kino keh sakde ha, kinna da koi fayda ite duniya aun da. Who is right? Well, let me read the definition in English. Fruitful is the coming of those who meditate single-mindedly on Him. Dunya da kinna da aya safla hai. Who can, how can we say in English? Most people come into the world and their coming into the world is useless. Which people is they're coming into the world not useless? And Guru Sahib tells us. Aya tinka safal paya hai. Right? Those people, they're coming into the world is fruitful. What does fruitful mean? Successful, right? That means they accomplished their purpose. And who is that? Ekaman jinni te aaya. That means pyar naal, chit la ke, dhyan naal, जिन्हों ने परमात्मा का नाम जपया, परमात्मा ने याद किया ना, they're coming into this world. That's the word I was looking for. Is worthwhile. Okay, there you go. That's the word. You guys know what worthwhile means, right? Ona da aaya is worthwhile. Dujya da aana bekar hai, useless. That's the difference. Tahe ta usare ape hukum swaran haro. He destroys, and having destroyed, he creates. By his order, he adorns us. So bana ke ta ke phir bananda hai, bana ke phir ta ke phir bananda hai, right? We can call that another way of looking at it is not destroying but recycling, right? God is a great recycler. Everything is recycled, right? Apna shareer hai, jehde ji jant hage ne, sara kuch na ek vadda system hai recycling da. Kuch nahi kharab janda. Apni jehda shareer hai ki hunda ode naal, it mixes back into the mitti, right? Jehde panch tatt da banya ode vich hi wapas chala janda, right? Sara kuch hukum ansar hunda hai. Jyot is a bhav hai, samrat sot hi hai, hilada ego sansaro. Samrat means almighty, all powerful. Jyot is a bhav hai. Jyot nu he mere samrat malak, oh my all powerful Lord and Master. Oi hunda, that happens, whatever. Jyot is a bhav hai, sai palika. Jyot nu changa lagda, oi hunda, right? And this world is what? What is this world? Alright, what is this world? Is an opportunity. Read it. This world is an opportunity to please Vaiku. That's what it's for, right? That's why you look all around, all these problems you see in the world, right? You see so many problems in the world, all of those are opportunities for us to care and do seva. That's why we see problems. God wants us to care. He wants us to do something. Nanak runna baba janiye je hove laye pyaro. Nanak says Nanak, he alone truly weeps, O Baba, who weeps in the Lord's love. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਸਲੀ ਅਫਸੋਸ ਕਿਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਮੁਹੱਬਤ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਨਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਤੇ ਉਹੀ ਅਸਲੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੱਬ ਦੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੰਗੇ ਨਾ their emotions are true emotions. The other emotions we have for people who come and go, those are wasted emotions, right? The true emotion and from our heart is the one who is in love with God. Valeve karan baba roye rovan sagal bekaro. One who weeps for the sake of worldly objects, oh Baba, weeps totally in vain. Ke jehda ronda hai maya piche, dunyavi cheezaं piche, oda rona bekar hai. When we cry or mourn or feel sad about worldly things, that sadness is useless. Rovan sagal bekaro, gafal sansaro, maya karan rove. This weeping is all in vain. You know what vain means? Useless, right? The world forgets the Lord and weeps for the sake of Maya. Dekho, Parmatma nu bhul ke assi Maya piche rone hain, right? What does that mean? When we don't get Maya, when we lose Maya, right? Andro de rone hain ki nahi? Sometimes we even cry on the outside, but even if we don't cry on the outside, most people cry when they lose something precious to them related to Maya, right? When they don't get the job they want, or they lose some money, they made a bad investment, or they wanted a house and they couldn't get the house they wanted. Those are the things inside we cry for those, and sometimes even on the outside. And Guru Sahib is saying, how foolish is that? What are you crying about, right? Changa manda kich sujai nahi, etan eva hove. He does not distinguish between good and evil and wastes away this life in vain. ਇਹਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਮੂਰਖ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਚੰਗਾ ਮਾੜੇ ਦੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਗਰ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਿਵੇਕ ਬੁੱਧੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. He can't tell the difference between good and bad, right? Or right and wrong. He doesn't have the soji, right? Suj ithe Maharaj ne kahi. That means buddhi, right? The vivek buddhi we say. ਇਹ ਤਨ eva khove. This life, this body, this way, by not being able to tell the difference between right and wrong, good and bad, he wastes this life, this body. Ethe aya sab ko jasi, kood karo ahankaro. Everyone who comes here shall have to leave. To act in ego is false. Anybody who comes into this world, this is atal sajai. This is a truth of this world that nobody can change. Whoever is born must leave one day. And whatever else we do is all false, right? All the things we do, all the things that we do to attach ourselves to this world, all those things are false, right? Because we all have to leave. And if we act out of ego, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਹੰਕਾਰ ਜਾਂ ਹਉਮੈ, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਗਲਤ ਨੇ, ਝੂਠ ਨੇ, ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਬਰਬਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. ਨਾਨਕ ਰੋਣਾ ਬਾਬਾ ਜਾਣੀਏ ਜੇ ਰੋਵੇ ਲਾਏ ਪਿਆਰੋ. And this is the final pankti. Guru Sahib repeats this message again. Nanak says, Nanak, he alone truly weeps, O Baba, who weeps in the Lord's love. And it's true. Then when people become very close to Waheguru, you'll find that they are so emotionally connected to God that they will cry at random times because the love in them is so deep, right? Right? Not any sadness. They cry out of love, right? And so Guru Sahib is saying, when you get to that stage where you love God that much, that you feel the sadness inside you of being separated from Waheguru, then that is the true love, right? That is the true, what people call mourning, right? We see someone crying and we think, oh yeah, wow, that person's really sad. And what Guru Sahib is saying, the person who is connected with Waheguru, only their crying is real, true, right? Okay? So that is just the first part, what we call the Lahaniya part. So I hope you guys got something from that message. Let's just do Simran for a couple of minutes and maybe send our thoughts, our love, and our prayers to Bhai Gurmat Singh Ji when we're doing Simran so that he feels peace. I'm sure he's a very strong Gursikh. But you know what? In times like this, you know, I can imagine how I would feel if I lost my mother or father. I would need some little bit of support from my Sangha, right? So we are the brothers and sisters of Bhai Gurmat Singh, so let's send them our love in the best way we can, which is through remembering Waheguru. Okay, guys? Sari Kripa Guru Ji. And the pankti that I was giving, I gave to my other Gurmat class. Why don't we use that one? Because I think it's very appropriate when we do Simran to think about this. You know, you wonder, what should you think about? Well, you focus on the sound of Gurmantar, the voice, your own voice that you hear. You speak it with your tongue, you hear it with your ears. That keeps you in the present moment. But if you're looking for inspiration and what you should feel in your heart. The Punkti, what did I give to the other kids? It was really a nice one. We started doing it. Oh yeah, okay. It's from Sukhmani Sahib. Let's all repeat it together. So kyun bisare jin sab kich diya. Simple. Look at that. This is even, if you understand modern Punjabi that we speak, you can probably understand the meaning in this. What's the visarna? Ja visarna ki hunda hai? What do you know? Bholna, right? To forget, right? And Maharaj ki kehndे ne, so kyun bisare? How can we forget? Why Guru, right? Onu kiਵੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਭੁੱਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਨ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਦਿਆ, right? Every single thing we have in life to be thankful for, He gave us. So how can we forget Him? It's that simple. That's what our life is about. If you can fill your heart with this feeling, you will be close to God. Doesn't matter where you are, God will always be with you. But we're forgetful, right? So that's why these messages are repeated again and again. So let's think about that while we're doing Simran. We'll repeat the Punkti 3 times and then we'll do Gurmat for the job. Okay, everyone? So if you could sit up straight in loving attention, close your eyes to block out the distractions, and I want to hear all those beautiful voices. So kyun bisare jin sab kich diya. So kyun bisare jin sab kich diya. So kyun bisare jin sab kich diya. Sorry, Wah Guru, 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 Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. So kyun bisare jin sab kich diya. So kyun bisare jin jeevan jiya. Vaheguru, thank you for blessing us, bringing us to Gurdwara, to learn about Sikhi, to Naam Jap together, to sit in Satsangat. Vaheguru, at this time, we request you to bless Bhai Harman Singh and his family at this difficult time of the loss of his father. His father was a great Gursikh. Please bless us with more Gursikhs who can inspire us with their pyar, naam bani, and seva. Ji naam pyar, gair masakat ka, nanak ke mukhe uchre, kirti shakti naam. when we came out. And as I mentioned, I will let you know about any details I receive about the funeral arrangements. Okay? And I'm sure Riji will be back next week. Maharaj Kirpa Karan ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ Guru Sahib always takes care of everyone, but especially Gursikhs like him who care so much about his fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you.